This is a response to Regoi. Um, can INTJs be easily embarrassed in public? Um, yes, but what you're describing sounds to be a much more deeply ingrained um, response to trauma. Um, I mean, I can only speak from my own meandering experience, um, but I personally, I can recall the last time I felt embarrassed, and that was actually I was about fourth grade, and my family was on vacation in Hawaii, and we were out swimming in the ocean like you do, and um, the 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 waves actually picked up unexpectedly. There was suddenly the surf went from 1 2 foot waves to 3 4 almost 5 foot. Just a rogue set came in, and I ended up pushed pushed into these rocks, and I, uh, being a fairly trained swimmer, growing up near the ocean and stuff, I knew that if I climbed up onto the rocks, like if I just got a hold of it and just sort of rode it out with the wave action hitting me and all that, it's not the waves that actually. I mean, a wave when it hits you, it's a you may as well just be getting splashed with a large bucket of water. What really injures you is when the wave moves you into the rocks and you bust your head and start bleeding and attracting wildlife. Um, and so I climbed on and hunkered into the rocks, so the water was just splashing me and then timing my breathing because I knew that the waves would eventually recede and all of that. Um, but as this was happening, I became conscious of my swimsuit moving down my body, and eventually it was low enough that I was faced with the conundrum of letting go of the rock, grabbing my swimsuit, and in all likelihood being pounded and basically cheese grated against the rock um, in a way that would probably have killed me. But I would have had my swimsuit on, so I would have died with dignity, or I could let the swimsuit go and deal with the consequences along that particular action plan. Um, I'm still here, so obviously I chose to let the swimsuit go. Um, a few, well, it felt like hours, but I'm sure it was only a matter of moments. Um, my mother, who's also a lifeguard uh, and a former surfer, and you know, part of the reason I was taught to swim at an early age, um, basically came up, grabbed me, and began to power us away from the rocks. And as she was pulling me to shore, I realized, okay, I'm in waist deep water. This is okay. But she understood that she basically viewed me as having a panic reaction to being blasted by the waves and almost dying, which was not an unreasonable assumption. Um, but she immediately pulled me onto the shore and then told me, and as she was doing so, it was just like trying to assess if I'm injured or anything like that. But I began struggling and pulling myself out of her grip and all that, trying to stay in the waist deep water because I'm naked, and this is a public beach, and so I ended up being dragged bodily out of the surf, naked, and um, ended up coming to a realization that no one cared. Everyone was just happy I was alive and relatively uninjured. And I ended up walking back to our room um, without so much as a towel, just strutting my stuff as an 11-year-old, or maybe I was 12, probably 11. But that that taught me that what we're afraid of isn't necessarily what others will see, and our insecurities um, tend to make us. Our insecurities are more apparent to us than they are to other people, and so if you simply put on a brave front, that's more than enough to usually convince others that there's nothing to poke fun at.